Hello guys, it's your boy Natal coming to you live with another fire mixtape. Actually though, I'm making a rogue video because I couldn't find any rogue videos when I hit the 110. Like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. People was telling me that yeah, Outlaw is the best spec to play and whatever, but I don't think so. I believe that Assassination is the best. It was also the most fun to play in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how to play Assassination in this video. First off, we're gonna go over artifact power, where to put it. We obviously have the new daggers called the Kingslayers, which is the assassination artifact power weapon. You get Kingsbane, which is an instant ability for 35 energy. It's basically big poison damage for 14 seconds. Also, each time you apply a lethal poison to a target affected by Kingsbane damage increases by 15%. That is really good. That will make it stack up, so it will give you a lot of damage. So you want to put up as many envenoms as you can during this phase to get like more damage, but I'll talk about that in the rotation part later. So you obviously get that one and Assassin's Blades to start off with, and then you get 3 points in Toxic Blades for increased damage by envenom, and then you get Urge to Kill, which makes it so activating Vendetta refills all of your energy. This is really good in the burst later. You can get Rupture and Kingsbane and everything up really fast with that. Then you have Master Assassin, reduces the cooldown of Vendetta by 30 seconds. Vendetta is really good, gives you 30% damage, so you want this basically. Then you have Gushing Wound, which increases damage dealt by Rupture by 10%. It says 13 here because I have a relic that gives me 3 more. But yeah, so it gives you 10% more damage to the main ability that you have. That this is like your big damage dealer. It gives you 40%, or it does about 40% of your damage in a regular fight. Then we have Blood of the Assassinated. This is really fun. This is like one of the reasons I play Assassination. It is a passive that makes it so Rupture has a chance to infect your target, increasing damage dealt by Rupture by 100% for 10 seconds. This is really good in the burst. It's really amazing ability. Okay, so when you've gone down and got that, then you're wondering, should I go for Bag of Tricks or From the Shadows? I see some people going for Bag of Tricks, which is basically a passive, and Venom has a chance to smash a vial of poison at the target's location, creating a pool of acidic death that deals 182,000 H damage over 6 seconds to all enemies within it. I mean, that sounds pretty good, but to me it sounds more like a cleave ability, and on cleave fights I will just go Outlaw anyway, so it won't really matter. But so I chose to go from the Shadows. Declaring your Vendetta unleashes a barrage of poison daggers at the target for 354,000 nature damage over 20 seconds. I think that is really good because you'll be using your Vendetta a lot, because you have reduced cooldown by 30 seconds, and you also will get relics that reduce the cooldown of this. I plan to get 3 relics that will make it so I will have a Vendetta every 1 minute, which makes From the Shadows really good. Another reason to go to this path is Surge of Toxins, which is on the way. Finishing moves increase poison damage you deal to the target by 10% for 5 seconds. This will make your artifact abilities very much stronger. Like, it will increase the damage of your artifact by 10%, because you're doing a lot of envenoms in the start of the fight, because you have a passive called Venomous Wounds. You regain 10 energy each time your abilities deal bleed damage to a poison target. This will mean that you will have a lot of energy in the start. That means you can get a lot of envenoms off and a lot of ruptures and everything, which makes it so the surge of toxins will be up a lot, and that means that your Kingsbane will do a lot of damage. And then the next artifact power after that is Serrated Edge. Increases the critical strike chance of Rupture by 3%, and you obviously put 3 ranks in that, so that's 9% or 10%, I don't know how they do that. So that's really good, because as I said, Rupture is one of your main abilities in Assassination. It will do about 40% of your damage, so giving that more crit is just really good for your damage overall. Now I'm gonna go over the relic slots. You have 3 relic slots in your artifact weapon. These are like gems you put in your artifact weapon basically. There's a shadow relic, a iron relic and a blood relic. You unlock the Blood Relic after completing the Rogue Order campaign in your class hall. Basically, you can put different things here, like they give you item levels, but they also have a ability on them, like they add a rank to your artifact weapon in some way. So you see this, for example, Key to the Halls that I have here. It's an iron artifact. It gives me 3% more rupture damage, so it adds 1 rank here. You see +1 rank from Key to the Halls. Basically, you can get a Shadow Relic that gives the same bonus and a Blood Relic that gives the same bonus, so you have 20% increased rupture damage, which is basically at then 10% from relics. Or you can go another route, which is getting the Blood of Varothan, which is a blood artifact relic, which reduces the cooldown of Vendetta by 10 seconds. And you get that one together with Vault of the Wardens. You go into Vault of the Wardens and you get Shade of the Vault, which reduces the cooldown of Vendetta by 10 seconds. And also Soul Sap Shackles, that reduces the cooldown of Vendetta by 10 seconds. That will make it so your Vendetta is on a 1 minute cooldown instead of a 1.5 minute cooldown. And I believe that it plays really well with From the Shadows. So I think that will be the way to go, but I haven't tested this out yet since I obviously do not have all the artifacts. But this will come in a future video when raids are about to release and I'm best in slot and stuff. I will explain all of that stuff to you. Now I'm gonna talk about what you wanna look for in gear and your stat priority. I'm gonna put the stat priority on the screen. It's basically agility, versatility, crit, mastery, and then haste. You don't want haste on any of your items basically, and you want versatility on all your items. So there's some really good items that you can look at getting. If you have a lot of gold, you can buy these rings, the crafted rings of the adaptable, which is new for Legion. It's basically only versatility, and since that's our best stat, these are really good. You won't replace them in mythic dungeons or anything like that. You'll basically add them until the raid if you get a good one. And then you can look into getting Horn of Valor. I haven't got the mythic one yet, but you get these from the first boss in Halls of Valor. This is basically versatility, and when you use it, you get your primary stat, which is agility, for 30 seconds. This is very good for your burst. It's not the best trinket, but it's one of the better ones for rogues. And then you can also look into investing in the Infernal Alchemist Stone. You don't have to upgrade it to 850 like I have, but you can get a really good one pretty cheap, and it's really good. It has versatility and it procs agility for 15 seconds. It's a lot of agility too. It's almost 4.5k, which is very strong. And then you want to get versatility as much as you can. So you see here I've socketed versatility on these bracers that I have. And that's basically the theme that you want to go for. Just get as much versatility and as little haste as possible. Also crit is a very good stat if you can't get versatility, and so on. Alright, now I'm gonna go over the talents. For the first tier you want to have Hemorrhage. Makes your bleeds do 25% more damage for 20 seconds. It's an obvious choice. For the second tier you want to have Night Stalker. Gives you 50% more damage from stealth, so when you apply a rupture in your burst, you're gonna vanish to get into stealth and then apply your rupture. So like this gives you a lot of rupture damage. Then for the third tier you want to have Deeper Stratagem. Gives you 10% more damage to your finishers like rupture and envenom. It's really good. Then for the fourth tier, which is basically the mitigation tier, I pick Sheet Death for dungeons and stuff, but for raids I'll pick Elusiveness, because then you have mitigation 30%, it's pretty good. Then for the fifth tier you pick Thuggy, because the other ones are like stunts and stuff. It's PvP, we don't use that. Then the next tier you pick Exsanguinate. Obviously it's big damage, 45-second cooldown. You stack that with Kingsbane, or you line that up with Kingsbane. It works really well for your burst. Then for the last tier you have Venom Rush, which gives you more energy basically from venomous wounds, which is good because you're usually pretty low on energy because Mutilate costs 55 energy. Now we're gonna go over the rotation a little bit. It's pretty basic here. You start in stealth, obviously. Your first spell is gonna be Garrote, and then it's gonna be Hemorrhage. You wanna get the 25% increased bleed damage as soon as you can out of stealth, and then you wanna get Garrote in stealth to be your first ability, because that will use the Night Stalker 50% more damage for Garrote. So basically I'm gonna do an opener now, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit while I do it and a little bit after. So okay, so we open up with Garrote here, Hemorrhage, Mutilate, Vendetta, Vanish, Rupture, Exsanguinate, Artifact, Mutilate, Mutilate, Envenom, Mutilate, Mutilate. Here on the second one, it's really important that you don't go for another Envenom, because you see Rapture going out there, so you apply a new one. You just keep bursting like this, you Mutilate. There we go. And that's basically it. That's your burst phase right there. Okay, so basically what I did there was did my burst phase. It's some things you have to think about here is, one thing is when you get to 5 combo points like I am here, instead of using another Mutilate to get to 6 combo points, you want to use an Hemorrhage to get to 6 combo points. It saves you energy and it's just better, because you want to get to your finishers faster, so then you can do a 6-point finisher, which is really good. Another thing to think about is the second Rupture that you saw that I did. So like you come up here and you do your shit and you put up Rupture and then Exsanguinate the Rupture. You see it's pretty short, so you can only fit in one Envenom before you have to refresh the Rupture. So it's very important that you don't Envenom and then Envenom again, because if you Envenom again, then you won't have time to build up charges for your Rupture, and it will drop off and it will be a huge DPS loss. You basically always want to have Rupture on the target at all times. Other than that, it's pretty basic. It's pretty important you do your spells in the right order though. So your opener will basically be Rupture into Hemorrhage into Mutilate and maybe Hemorrhage if you need to get 6 combo points. Then you want a Vendetta, then you Vanish into Rupture, into Exsanguinate, into Kingsbane, into Mutilate, Hemorrhage, and whatever you need to do to get to 6 combo points again, you do Envenom. Then you probably need to refresh Garrote at some point. It depends what kind of procs you get, but you don't want to do another Envenom there. You want to do a Rupture. So you want to keep your Rupture up at all times basically. I'm gonna show you again now what it looks like. So we start in stealth here, Garrote, Hemorrhage, we get 6 combo points, we do Vendetta, we do Vanish, we do Rupture, we do Exsanguinate, we do Kingsbane, and then we get another 6 combo points, we do Envenom, and then we build up our combo points again. And now you're gonna see that, okay, I do a 1 Hemorrhage and 1 Garrote, and now you see Rapture dropping off, so we apply a new Rupture. So that's why you can't Envenom there. Like sometimes you will have like 2-3 seconds where you don't do anything at all, just because you're waiting for Rupture to drop off. That's okay actually, like it's okay, it kind of it feels a little weird to stand there doing nothing, but that's what you have to do. You don't want to use Envenom too early and fuck up your Rupture ticks. So that's basically it for the rotation. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this video will help you play Rogue in the first days of Legion. I will make an updated version of this guide in about 2 weeks when it's closer to the raid release. But for now, this is all I have. If you have any questions regarding anything in the video, feel free to whisper me on Too Edgy for Me on the Draenor EU server, or leave a comment below, and I will try to answer it as good as I can. But for now, this is all I got, so thank you for watching. Goodbye guys.